Hey, hello. Kim, Sam, Magda, can you guys hear me? Hello.
I can hear.
Is it Magda? Am I Kim?
Yep,
Okay. Uh, what about others? I just unmuted you all, so you can talk to me while having this webinar. The limit is 5 attendees. So with the 5 attendees, we can have a meeting sort of stuff. You guys can talk. Uh, you can ask me questions without asking me to unmute you. So I've got Kim, Magda, and Sam. So tell me something about yourself. What are you studying now? Are you all in study period 2? Are you in a study period 1 and you just want to know what's would be in study period 2?
I'm in study period 2, just starting, about to do my first assessment.
Oh yeah, that's great. So you've done with your study period 1,
Yes,
all assessment. That's great. And what about you, Sam?
that was Sam.
Oh, you are Sam.
Yep,
Ah, okay. What about you, Kim?
I'm in study period 2
Uh,
and I've done appendix A, B and C. I just don't know if I've done them right.
okay, okay, that's great.
And I'm just about to do the recording part, but it kind of freaks me out a bit.
Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, that's the most difficult part of this whole course. And
Yeah,
am I pronouncing it right?
pardon?
Magda? You are Kim,
No,
right? Yeah,
yeah,
you are
Kim,
Kim.
yeah, sorry.
But there's another student called Magda. I don't know whether I'm pronouncing it right or not, but I think she's not around. Let me write it in. Okay. Anyway, so this webinar is for study period 2, and we'll talk about assessments. I'll give you overview of assessment. I'll show you the assessment online. I'll briefly tell you how to complete those templates and how to. I'll help you how to record videos of your assessments. So let's start. In study period 2, we have 5 assessments altogether, excluding quizzes. So out of 5 assessments, 2 are related to workplace learning and 3 are related to group-based training. We'll start with workplace learning assessments and then we'll move to group-based learning. Now, this study period is covering 2 units, 2 units of competencies. First one is plan, organize, and deliver group-based learning, and plan, organize, and facilitate learning in the workplace. That's the second one. So that's why we have workplace learning and group-based learning assessments in this study period. Uh, there is one thing to record these videos. You do not need to work in an RTO. You can ask your friends. You can take advantage of your workplace if you are working anywhere. So if you are training at your workplace, it still comes under training. So you don't have to work in RTO to be a trainer. You could also work for a company who conducts internal training, for example, WHS training, inductions, how to use a specific software, how to use a specific machine. All these sort of trainings are coming under uh, training. Uh,
Can I just, sorry, can I interrupt for a
yeah,
second?
yeah.
With that training, so I work at a vet clinic, and what I'm doing for this part is like teaching a new employee
Mm-hmm.
what the protocols and procedures are for the workplace. Now, I was just going to use my mum for an example as my student, or I suppose as the new employee, and just teach her how to do one of the tasks.
Okay.
Is that okay or
Here's the
not?
thing. With the workplace assessments, you can do this thing for one assessment only. So you can
Yeah,
consider your home as a simulated workplace, and you can train your mom, your kids, your husband, your friend. But you can do it for one assessment only. But for
yeah.
second assessment, you have to go to a workplace
Okay.
and train a friend there. So we can do this,
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah,
Yep.
simulated workplace for one assessment only, but for second one, we have to go to workplace. Got
Because
it?
what I was thinking of was just teaching, for example, my mum how to do like catheterize an animal, but
Yeah.
it would be a pretend, obviously, a tube that was a vein, if that
Yeah,
makes
yeah, yeah,
sense. And then
yeah.
I just, yeah, show her how to do that. And I have got access to a TAFE like learning
Mm-hmm.
classroom. I could do that.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the next one, I could just get one of my workmates and I could just
Yeah.
show her how to use a blood machine, for
Yeah, yeah.
example, at
That
work.
would that would be
Is that
great.
right?
That would be fine.
Okay.
Yes, that's great.
Okay, perfect.
Yep. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep. You're welcome. So we'll start with workplace training, workplace learning. So 30064B and 01 and 30064B02. Now, you are required to plan, organize, and facilitate learning in the workplace for two different individuals. So that's the another thing. So if you are using one friend or one family member, you cannot use that individual for your second assessment. So there must be two different individuals for two different assessments. That's the first thing which we need to consider. Second thing is here is a checklist. What you need to submit for your assessment. You need to submit RTO policies and procedures, and it's easy. You guys have done this thing for study period one assessments. Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah. So it would be easy. Then there is Appendix A, which is related to work-based learning pathway. In a minute, I'll show you the templates as well. There's Appendix B, which is about individual learning plan. Then there is Appendix C for your session plan. There would be a video recording for one-on-one training session. Then there is Appendix D for observation form, and there is a written report, which is your reflective report. So, second thing, these two assessments are for 20 minutes. Group-based assessments are for 40 to 60 minutes, but these two are for 20 minutes only. So as I mentioned earlier, workplace in someone's workplace must be participative. It's not lecturing. So what you need to do, you need to demonstrate a skill, and then you need to explain that skill, and then you need to ask the student to complete that. So if you are asking them, asking someone how to input customer data into a system, so you would explain what this task is, then you would demonstrate it, and then you would ask your student or candidate to do that. So that's the structure which you need to follow while uh, recording your video. Is it okay? Is it all right? Do you have any question? How to structure your video?
So, for an example, could I just say, okay, um, I've printed out this handout.
Mm-hmm.
This shows us how to catheterize an animal.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm going to go through this with you now,
Yes,
and then go through the points in the handout, for example, and
yes,
then say, okay, so this is how we would catheterize an animal. How
yes,
about you have a turn now?
yes,
So I show her, and then she has a turn and does it.
yes. So I'll make it
Okay.
more simple by saying you would explain this task of skills. So let's say
Yep.
you have three tasks in one skill, so you would explain those first, and then you would
Yep.
demonstrate that. You would do by yourself. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to do it. You will do it, and then you will ask this question. Okay, got it? Do you have any question? If she or he is saying no, then you would say, okay, now it's your turn. You have to demonstrate that. and then you would see whether
Okay.
he or she is demonstrating up to standard or not. If not, then you'll repeat the first step again. So
Oh,
that's
okay.
how
Yep.
you record yourself. So both are 20 minutes, 101, but different individuals.
Yep.
Can you do the same task for each individual?
No,
Because I've
there,
got
there,
two. No,
there must be
different
different
tasks.
tasks. Yes, but
Can they be
Sorry,
along
I'm
the
just
same
anything.
lines?
How to answer a phone call, how to transfer a phone call, uh, how to how to make a coffee, how to make a sandwich. These small workplace tasks. How to clean the floor maybe. Yeah. So pick a small task.
so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't have to be very involved
What do you mean by
as
involved?
such. Like it doesn't have to be something really pedantic that you
No,
would
no,
only do in that
no,
workplace.
no, no. As long as it's a workplace task, how small that task is, doesn't matter.
Okay,
So
perfect.
it can be in a training room obviously at a workplace. So I mean, yeah.
At a workplace,
Okay.
yes, not in a training room. Yeah, that's the main thing. So
Okay.
how to
Right.
operate a forklift, how to operate a, how to operate a photocopier at a workplace. I mean, simple task,
Okay.
right?
Because I was thinking along the lines of where I work, I've got to teach the new two employees that are coming. Obviously, I'll teach them something different
Mm-hmm.
about having to apply a particular dressing. But we're just
That's
in
all
a
right.
normal office block. We're in a normal office block, so we just go to a, a seminar room or a training room, as we call it. So could I do that?
You can do it. So you are going to train them how to go to a seminar room. That's what you are
No,
saying?
no, no. Like the place that we actually do it in will be a particular seminar room within our office
Oh, yeah, that's
building.
all right. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that's cool.
You
Yep.
can do that. No, that's no problem. Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's not like in a hospital or something
No,
like
no,
that.
no,
It's
no, no.
just
That's all right.
no.
You,
Okay,
you,
cool.
yeah, yeah. You can go in a seminar and then train that task. Yeah, no problem in that. So 20 minutes, one
Okay.
to one, different tasks, different individuals. Okay. Oh, same thing, workplace training should occur in the learner's workplace, in an office, a spa, a library,
No.
retail store, sports field, mine site, a farm, a cafe, a clinic, a construction site, a hotel, a warehouse, a hospital, but a workplace. One assessment you can do if you are not working at your home as a simulated workplace, but for second one, must be workplace. This session don't need to relate to training package, as I mentioned. You do not need to worry
Cool.
about that. Any simple task, how to answer a phone call, how to operate a photocopier. So here are a few examples as well. So you don't need to use a unit of competency at all. You can train on any workplace skill that relates to learner's job. And examples are using workplace software, as I mentioned, how to input data in a CRM system, how to input data in accounting system or package, conducting a WHS inspection, hospital hand washing. That's it. I mean, pretty good and easy uh, workplace task. Changing a chainsaw blade, conducting a facial, serving a customer. So these kind of stuff. Oh, as I mentioned, workplace training should be practical. When I'm saying practical, you need to demonstrate, you need to explain, and you need to ask the student to demonstrate. So there must be a practical aspect in that training. It's not a lecture, it's not a presentation, it's a hands-on training sort of stuff. So as
Okay.
a workplace trainer, you should demonstrate a skill and then allow the learners to practice this newly learned skill. Oh, this should have relevant information. Okay, there's a template called work-based learning pathways plan. What this template is asking you, this should have relevant information about the target learner, their job role and requirement. So first, talk about their professional duties and responsibilities. Uh, talk about the learner itself, their education, their professional experience, their cultural background, their language literacy and numeracy sort of stuff. So and you can highlight information about uh, sequence of work tasks. So let's say if you are going to train uh, how to operate a photocopier. So in this skill, there would be three tasks: how to switch it on, how to select appropriate paper, how to grab original and copy, and how to shut it down maybe. So this sort of stuff. Then do consider WHS consideration for your task. Uh, you can review the processes as well in this learning pathway plan. Uh, individual. Would it be a good idea if I open the assessment?
Yes, please.
Yeah, that would
Yep,
be good. So
fine.
let me, yeah, here's the assessment. Uh,
No.
Got it.
okay, yep. So this one is 630064 workplace
Mm-hmm.
training. So first appendix is you will write the name of learner, contact details, facilitator name, it would be your program title, any goal, what would they achieve at the end of that training. They would know how to operate a photocopier. So that's the goal. Reason of learning, they recently joined, they are moving into new department, or they it's a skill gap, whatever the reason of training is. So you will write previous learning. There are heaps of examples for you. Their job, task, and activities suitable for workplace training. Again, examples are there. I think this template is pretty self-explanatory. Do you want me to go through with this appendix, or should I go for the next one? What do you think?
I, I'm fine with this one, but it's up to
Yeah,
you.
Yeah,
I'm fine with this one
because
as
the
well.
examples are given. Yeah, it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yep, it's the same. There's on this part is important. Think about WHS. Think about hazards. Look, if you are going to train someone how to operate a forklift, so you need to think about few WHS uh, hazards. So think about those hazards. Think about personal protective equipments if you are going to use those, and do the risk analysis sort of stuff. Otherwise, this authorization is pretty simple.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Now, the Appendix B is a learning plan for the individual. So you would describe the features of learning context, uh, why you are training that person. As I mentioned, in a goals of last template, what's the reason you are training them? Is it a skill gap? Is it a training for a new role? Is it a training for a new employee? Or it's just the bridging training because that person is moving from one place to another. So this kind of what's the context of training. So you'll write the name of employee, you will write the learning objectives, what they would achieve after completing this training. Again, you would talk about learners characteristics, so you can get data from previous template for this. So characteristics are their education, their professional experience, their cultural background, and then you would talk about language literacy and numeracy. And based on these characteristics, if you are identifying some kind of special needs, you would write those needs. So let's say if a person is, it's a workplace task, person is not really good in uh, reading English language, so you would use visual uh, graphs, charts. You would use some kind of visuals to train that task. Okay, so come up with the uh, s- special need and strategy to cope up with the needs of special need. Uh, performance benchmark, try to see if that task is related to any unit of competency, write the unit code and unit title in there. Uh, if it's not against unit of competency, then write why this this workplace task is necessary for this candidate to achieve. Is it related to their job description? Is it related to their next goal or objective, or it is related to their KPI? What's the how would I say?
What's the point?
Yeah, what's the point? Why we are having this? Why we are training him? Yeah.
Yeah.
So any specific uh,
Okay.
any the next one is any specific instructions for the facilitator. So again, you would think about the needs of learner, you would think about the background of learner, you would think about WHS, uh, work health and safety of the environment. You would think about the task. Do we need a learning material? Do we need a pictures? Do we need a flow chart? What sort of equipment we need to do this training? So think about all these things and write few instructions for facilitators. Let me see if we have anything here special. The program should be for a period of time, at least few months, like initial meeting, one-on-one training session, supervised practice, coaching, external training session, evaluation. These are the examples of reasons, the objective, the purpose, why we are having this training. Yeah, so that's pretty much for this one. Uh, Again, we are repeating this stuff. You can get that detail from last template about WHS, and you would write the detail of third party, because if you are going to train someone at a workplace, someone else workplace, and you've identified few hazards, you are not going to resolve those. You would take someone else on board, especially from their HR department or health and safety division. You would assign them to arrange some stuff, maybe the material or maybe something. So you would write the responsibility here. Uh,
So
Learning,
it doesn't necessarily have to be an act as such.
sorry, say it
Like
again.
I was thinking, yeah, I was thinking like in the party, it'd have to be like work cover, for example, and what work cover's responsibility is. So it's not necessarily that. It's just
Now,
say,
it's party means you as a trainer, a learner, or a supervisor, HR department, this sort of stuff. Yeah.
okay, yeah, yeah,
Consider party as stakeholder,
okay,
because it can happen. You are working for an RTO, and that RTO got a contract to train employees of an organization. So you are going there,
yeah,
you are identifying something, and you are telling them, okay, it's your job, it's your responsibility to fix it, and you are documenting it. Next one is learning processes. Okay, let me see. Do we have a slide related to that one? No, no, no. Next one is session plan. Okay, so okay, so it can happen that you are going to train an employee in multiple phases or stages. So let's say you are training someone uh, for a workplace software, enterprise software. So you are going to train them how to input customer data in a first phase. In a second phase, you are going to tell them how to enter new products in a system. In a third phase, you may need to train them how to generate reports And in a fourth phase, maybe you need to train them how to train other staff related to that. So if your learning for that specific candidate is in phases, there must be at least one phase which is actual training. But if you think that I'm going to train that staff in multiple phases, that's the template which you need to fill. So first phase would be there for sure. In the second phase, you'll say, so next training is on that date, and we'll cover this part, and we'll assess you having a practical demonstration, or we will ask you to have a research report, or we will ask you to do a project or something. Okay, and the responsibility would be who would assess that assessment. So it would be you again. So there must be at least one phase, but if you want to go for next phases, that's fine. There are 5 boxes. Fill one or two, whatever you like.
So if you've got multiple phases though,
Yep.
are you supposed to videotape all those phases, or do you just
No,
select
only
the one?
one. 20 minutes, only
The
one.
one.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking,
Yep.
because, you know, I mean,
Yeah, yeah, only
the
one.
people that I'm going to try and train, that they've got multiple things they've got to learn,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I'm just sort of
yeah, yeah,
picking
yeah,
out this
yeah,
one
yeah.
particular area at this
So,
stage.
yeah, yeah, we'll document at a workplace. We usually do this thing. We document the whole learning plan for that candidate, but for your video recording, you need to record only one part.
Okay, then,
Yeah,
thank you.
it's great. Then we have a session plan. Again, trainer assessor, it will be your name, date, delivery context. Say, is it a face-to-face, distance learning, online learning, webinar, Skype, learning
So
program?
this one's pretty much, sorry, this one's pretty much based on the one we're videoing, isn't it?
Yes, that's the session
Yep,
plan. That's the plan
yep,
of your 20-minute
yep,
session. Okay, how
yep,
you are going to approach your session. Yes.
yep.
So trainer's
Cool.
responsibilities, you would arrange learning material, you would arrange the place, you would arrange the projector, you would arrange the uh, assessments. What are your responsibilities? Yeah. Session name, come up with any name. Delivery arrangement, write the time, date and time. Yeah, that will be, no, date is there. Write the time, so it's at 6 p.m. to 6:20 p.m. Uh, and again, we can, I don't know why we have delivery context and delivery arrangement here. It would be same thing, by the way. Anyway, you can, again, you can write it's a webinar, it's a face-to-face, uh, this sort of stuff. Risks, which we covered in earlier templates, we'll write those risks again here. Key individual and group characteristics addressed in this session, again, the person, the name of learner, that would go, that would, we'll write it here. We'll write the characteristics again. Session plan, uh, authorization, it would be the name of your supervisor or name of your manager if you are working at a workplace. Yeah, and
Hmm.
and the date they approved it. Now for this part, I'm going to show you this example which I have here. So can you see this
Yep.
template? Yep. So we are saying 11. It would be AM, definitely not PM. So what's the objective? 11 a.m. We'll welcome and we'll talk about housekeeping. Content, welcome student, housekeeping, recap last session. If this training is part of multiple phases and you are in second phase or third phase. Learning resource, not applicable, because if it's a welcome and housekeeping, you may use a slideshow for that, but not applicable is more suitable because it's a face-to-face training. You are going to demonstrate them how to do a task. So delivery method, face-to-face. Assessment and evaluation method, not applicable for, because whatever you are going to tell them about welcome and housekeeping, you are not going to assess them for that. Relevant, policy and a procedure. Uh, let's say, as I mentioned earlier, if you are going to train someone how to input data in a system, maybe there would be a policy related to entering data into system. If you are going to train someone how to operate a forklift, maybe there would be a policy related to that. So whatever the relevant policy is there at your workplace, write the name there, the code or name. So internal training policy, that we need to say welcome and housekeeping at the start. Then 1105, using a student management system. So that's the objective. Content about the Salesforce. So Salesforce is a student management system. So we are going to train that person how to use Salesforce. We'll check the login details and we'll train the learner about the navigation of Salesforce. So what resources we need? We need computer, we need Salesforce access, we need Salesforce manual for that. Again, it's a face-to-face, not applicable. Now, relevant policies are internal training or Salesforce usage procedure. And I think it's pretty straightforward. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's
Yep.
talk about this last one, uh, which is saying conclusion and next step. So you finalize the session. If you are going to have any formative assessment for students so they can practice in their own time, you would talk about those. Uh, Practice activities, as I mentioned, that would be a learning resource. You would give them a handout. Okay, here is a practice for you in your own time. You can practice. Then delivery method again, face to face. Assessment, formative assessment, 3 students profile created. So that was actually your activity, which you gave him, which you uh, which your student will complete. So that's the assessment, and you will write in there. Again, same relevant. You can write WHS policies for all tasks, by the way, in addition to other policies and procedures. So that's the way you will complete this session plan. And as I mentioned, training session is for 20 minutes. So session plan is for 20 minutes. And your video recording would be for 20 minutes as well. You can go, 5 minutes over to 20 minutes, that's fine. But if you are following your session plan, you'll end up having 20 minutes video. So is there any question about this, how to complete this session plan?
No, I don't think so. No.
Yep.
No.
Just
I'm
with
video.
the videoing, do we have to sort of say, okay, I mean, obviously we're going to get the participants agreeing to this.
Yeah.
Do we need to say actually on the video, this is for my TAE course,
Yeah. You can
this
say
is going
that.
to be
Yeah.
used by?
Yeah. You can say that. And I'm going to video record this session with your permission. Yeah. That would be a good
So
idea.
you need to see that part
Yep.
of it?
So
Yep.
yes,
Okay.
because when you welcome this thing, you'll cover this.
Yep, that's what I was thinking. Okay,
Yeah.
then. Thank you.
So I'm recording this webinar, so I'll put this webinar on YouTube. So if you wanna see it again, you wanna watch it again, you can watch and you can see this session plan. Okay. So let's see, what do we have next for this assessment? Now, okay, there's the observation checklist. So what you need to do, you need to print this observation checklist, and you need to give it to uh, and give it to your student. Yeah, and he would complete this observation checklist. It's actually a feedback from the student to you about your training. But it's saying observer. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought it said
Yeah.
observer.
Yeah, but we are not going to ask anyone else to do that.
So in this one, there's kind of not really a right or a wrong. It's their opinion
Yeah, it's
on
their
how
opinion.
we
Yes,
train them.
it's their opinion only. Yeah, it's their opinion. Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry that I've just got my little girl here. That's why you keep hearing baby noises.
Oh, that's all right, no problem. So, uh, hold on, let me check one thing, because what I'm thinking, with the group-based learning, we do have the same thing, and but in group-based, we are training minimum 3 candidates or students, so one of them would complete that. But in this one, who's completing it? I think the student, so your student, your learner would complete this observation from
Okay.
the end of training.
Sorry, sorry, Mohammed. Can I interrupt?
Yeah, you can.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I
Because
can.
I couldn't talk till now.
Ah,
I just want to ask you. I'm Magda. Sorry.
yeah, Magda.
I just wanted to ask you with the feedback.
Yep.
If we give this printout, do
Mhm.
they have to sign, or how are we going to submit it, or
Yeah,
just tick and write the
that
name?
was I was going to say. So you'll give this observation checklist to your learner. He or she will
Yes.
complete it. You'll scan it, and then you will
Oh, right.
put
Scan
it
it.
in your assessment as well as a separate file, or in a, I mean, as images
Oh,
in your main file, whatever you want to do,
Mhm.
you can do. Yeah, but you'll scan it and
okay.
you'll put it in your assessment.
Okay.
So that's
Thank
pretty
you.
much for workplace learning. So do you have any question about this? Otherwise, we can go to group-based training, which is same, but I mean, it's for 40
No,
minutes.
I don't have any further questions.
Yeah.
Right, with
Uh,
that one.
I'm okay as well, thank you.
Okay, that's great. So let's talk about 30065 and 1, 2, and 3 assessment. And these assessments are group-based learning. Okay, so what we are asking you for this assessment, Appendix A, which is a session plan, Appendix B, which is a resource evaluation, again, your video recording, and Appendix C, which is observation form. Okay, first, uh, it's a group-based training, can be conducted anywhere. You want to conduct at your home, you can do it. You want to train your family members, you can do it. You want to train your friends, you can do it. You want to do it at your workplace, you can do it. You want to train your colleagues, you can do it. Right? Uh, could include lecture, demonstration, role play, group discussion, activities, simulations, workplace tasks, coaching, games, uh, videos, case studies, brainstorming, reading, fishbowl, information searches, visualization, anything. So in these 3 sessions, you can do whatever you want to do. It's up to you. Got it?
Okay.
Do they have to be related to each other,
No,
as mentioned
no,
before?
no,
No?
no.
Because beforehand we had that they have to be
In a workplace,
related to each other. The second one related to the first one. No?
oh wait,
Because it
no,
says session topic must
I'm going,
flow from session one.
yeah, I'm going to explain this thing. Yeah, but the main thing is the way, the approach. So it can be related to anything, and you can do anything, whatever you want in that training session. You can ask them to discuss something and come up with their findings. You can show videos, YouTube videos in your session. You can ask them to do a role play. You can ask them to do a demonstration, or you can talk for 40 minutes or 60 minutes. So whatever you want to do, you can do it. Now, first 2 assessments, 6501 and 02, are related to each other. One more thing, minimum criteria of student is 3. You need to have 3 or more. Okay, so first 2 must be related to each other. So that's what I'm saying here. Can be the same group or a different group, but session topic must flow from session 1. So let's say you are going to train someone for maybe how to play soccer. So you'll teach how to play soccer in a second session as well. Eh? Is it clear for first two assessment?
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
Great. Now this third one is for 20 minutes, but the minimum requirement is 3 students again, but it must be a different group than above above 2 assessments. And there must be a different topic as well.
Okay.
Should I repeat it again
Yep.
or it's clear? So first two, same
Yep.
topic, can be a same group, can be a different group. Last one, 20 minutes, 3 people, 3 students, different topic, different group.
Mhm.
The,
So the first 2 topics, let me get it right. Sorry, guys.
first two
I can
assessments.
do.
Yeah. First two assessments,
Yep.
same topic. And
So I can do the same topic. Yep.
yep, and must flow from first session. You finish it and you'll say, okay, in the next session, we'll talk about this, this, this. And when you start recording your second session, you would say, okay, we discussed this thing in last session. Now we are going to talk about this. So there must be a connection between 2 sessions.
And that can be anywhere, can't it? Like
Anyway,
a TAFE classroom, for
anywhere,
example.
even in a ground,
Okay.
even in a playing ground. Yeah, anywhere. Yeah,
Mm.
doesn't matter. Yeah. And any
Because
topic.
I've got some. Sorry, go on.
In any topic. You do not need to find a unit of competency to do that. Again, any topic. How to present, how to do a public speaking, how to play soccer, as I mentioned earlier. Anything. How to play footy. Yeah, whatever you want to do. How to play a specific musical instrument.
Okay, because I've got a session coming up shortly where I've got half a day teaching, educating 50 odd people.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, yeah, I know. So my first hour I usually speak on a particular topic. My second hour I speak on something different. So I can just use those 2 hours for
You
my
can.
first 2
Yeah,
topics.
yeah, you can. You can.
Yes.
No problem.
Oh, that's excellent. That's
Yeah,
good when you can fit it in
you can use
with what
it.
you're already doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's handy.
yeah.
Yeah, it would be.
Okay.
I have to try and find some people that want to listen to me garble on for 20 minutes
Yeah.
and pretend they care.
Yeah.
60 minutes.
And they don't even need to
I
present.
will
They
for the
just need
first
to.
one, yeah.
They need to sit there.
Yeah.
Ask your friends. Ask them. Okay, I'll cook something for you.
So as I said, I stand up the front and I speak and I do a PowerPoint presentation.
Yes.
So I need to basically video me with the backs of their heads,
Yes.
and it doesn't matter if they interrupt and ask questions because
Yeah.
that's
No,
what it's all
doesn't
about.
matter. Yeah.
Yep.
It's part of
Cool. So you just want to see my I can't even say the word
facilitation.
facilitation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Cool.
so if they are participating, they are asking you question, it would ensure inclusivity. It would ensure they are actively participating in your training, and then it's a good
Right.
thing. You actually need to do that. You need to make sure your students are actively participating in your session. So you would ask
Yep.
them question, what do you think about this thing? What do you think about this thing? Have you experienced this thing before? So you would ask these kind of questions. So
Right.
to make
Okay.
sure, because there is
I'm
a
not sort of
criteria.
I'm not sort of jumping the gun, and I need what I'm doing, what I'm thinking of doing this presentation that I need in another study period or anything like that. Because I'm just thinking I don't want to use all my resources up straight away.
Uh,
No?
I didn't get your question. Say it again. What's your question? You want to use
Because
this assessment in another study period?
no, I'm not too sure what the other study periods involve.
There is,
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not trying to sort of jump the gun, thinking if
Okay.
I do this,
By the way,
use this group of people. Yeah.
there is an elective study period. Make a presentation. So sometimes
Okay.
students can repurpose their uh, group-based presentations,
Trainings. Yeah.
trainings
Yeah.
for that one. Yeah, sometimes. And sometimes There's another study period, elective one, study period 5, work skills instruction. They can repurpose the workplace trainings for that study period. So when I'm saying
Okay.
repurpose, they can use the video, but they need to come up with the documentation, because the documentation is different, templates are different for that. So anyway, uh,
Okay, thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. So again,
Mohammed,
yeah,
can I ask you a question?
yeah, you can.
I just wanted to ask if we use something in study period 1, for example,
Yeah,
like hospital hand washing,
yeah.
can we have that as a demonstration now?
Good days.
Hand wash will
One?
be uh, you can use it for workplace training, and if you want to use it for group-based training topic, yes, you can use it.
We can use it,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
if we already submitted the topic.
yeah. With a workplace and group-based, yes, but in a workplace, there are two assessments. You cannot use same
Okay,
topic.
thank you.
So if you want to use your learning program of your study period 1 for group-based training, yes, you can use it.
Yes.
So I'm saying this thing again, assessments can be conducted anywhere. There's no requirement on learning environment. So you could conduct training in variety of places. The group-based training you conduct can either be practical or skill-based, or a theoretical and knowledge-based. So as I mentioned, you can ask them to demonstrate something, role play, or it would be a presentation. But you need to make sure they are actively participating. The session do not relate to training packages, as I mentioned earlier. So you don't need to use a unit of competency. You can train on any topic. So here are a few examples: art, history, customer service, rum, yeah, rum therapy, oh, stress
Sorry,
management. Yeah,
with this training, does it have to relate to what we're qualified in? For example, I'm
no, no,
qualified vet nurse, so
no,
do I have to do something on vet nurse? Okay, good.
no.
Yep, that's
We are
fine.
not, no, because we are saying anything, pick anything. Yep.
Okay,
Like
cool.
using Microsoft Excel, wound care, how to change a tire, how to create formal care, up to so pick anything.
Yep,
Yep. Pick anything
cool.
which you are passionate about, so you can talk about 40 to 60 minutes. Okay, let's go to assessment and see what sort of templates we got. Okay, so this one is 3 group-based training. We have a learning program if you want to use it. Okay, there's the observation checklist. So you'll give this, sorry, so appendix B, there is the observation checklist. So you will give, again, you will give this observation checklist to one student. He or she would observe your presentation. He or she will write the comments on it. You will scan it, and you will make it a part of your assessment. Simple.
Yep.
Now, this one, appendix C, resource evaluation. This one is really easy. You've already done it.
I was
Do
going
you
to say it
remember?
looks familiar.
Yeah, this looked familiar. And you've done it twice. Study period 1, both assessments.
Yep.
So use
Sorry.
same, if you are going to use same resource, copy and paste the whole template from study period 1 assessments. If not, do it again. Yeah. So you'll need to review potential learning material that you could use. Find a textbook, learner guide, PowerPoint, activities, handout, internet. I mean, you can find heaps of stuff from internet. So is it fine, or do I need to go in detail how to do this thing?
That's fine by me.
What about
No,
you?
I'm fine as
Yeah,
well. Can we use the resources we've already evaluated?
yeah, you can. Why not? You, look,
Yeah, okay.
your topic has to be related to that resource. I mean, resource and topic must be
Yeah, yeah,
related to
obviously.
one thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, session plan is same thing. That's the next template in the assessment. Not this one. So Appendix C is resource evaluation. Try to write comments for majority of criteria. That's the main thing in this resource evaluation. And oh, I don't know, the session plan template is not in this. Okay, hold on. No. Yeah, but the session plan is part of this assessment as well. So with the session plan, it's the same thing again. But this time your session plan uh, would be for 40 minutes or 50 minutes or 60 minutes. Minimum is 40, maximum try to limit it by 60 minutes. I mean, think about assessors. They need to watch their videos. They don't want to watch 3 hours video to assess you. Okay? So welcome is the main thing. There are two things which you need to consider while conducting a webinar, conducting a training session. Welcome and finalize. In a welcome, talk about what you would achieve after attending this training. Is there any assessment? Is there any role play or demonstration? Give an overview of session. At the end, revisit all objectives or learning outcomes. And if it's a first session and you are going to do another session, talk about that thing as well. That, okay, today's session is up. We've talked about this, this, and this. Tomorrow there will be another session and we will talk about this, this, and this. Okay? So I think that's it about these 5 assessments. Now, do you have any other question which I haven't covered so far?
I don't. Doesn't seem as overwhelming now.
No, it's the video. One more thing. Look, you have an observation checklist with both assessments. Try to cover all those points in your actual delivery, because when we'll see your video, we'll see whether you are covering those points or not. Our observation checklist is same. So if you are covering those points, I'm talking about this observation checklist. Where is that? Let's see.
And the report's pretty much just about how we developed it, isn't
Yes,
it?
it's a reflective
Yep.
report. Yes. So
The same as with
yeah.
study period 1.
So
Yep.
use critical listening and questioning techniques. So ask them questions. Ask learners to rephrase things. So facilitation. So if you are going to cover all these points, you'll be fine.
Okay.
And there's no word limit, is there, on the, well, you probably don't
No.
want pages of it, of our
Yeah.
reflective report, but yeah.
Yeah, there is no specific word limit for that. Yeah.
And what policy do we have to use?
Policy.
Whichever policy, yeah.
What do you mean policy?
You know, when you have to use that part, what sort of policy of an RT or just a general one?
I'm not getting your question. Are you talking about this session plan, relevant policies and
Yes.
procedure? Yeah. So as I mentioned in an example, it depends. Where are you training? What are you training? So if I'm training how to use a software, so there must be a policy about that software and manual. So if I'm training how to operate a machine, there must be a policy related to that machine. So come up with a name, or if you couldn't find any policy related to your topic, make one. You need to write a name only. You do not need to attach policy. You need to write a name only. So make up a name.
So
WHO.
if I use like a policy as in my workplace's staff handbook and
Yeah,
OH&S protocol,
yeah. You can
does it
use.
matter that it's not up to date though?
No, doesn't matter. Yep.
It was on the computer the other day. I was talking to my boss and
Yeah,
I was like, this was in
yeah,
2008.
yeah.
And
Doesn't matter.
she's like, no, that's okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
This assessment, I'm not asking you to submit that policy. I'm asking you to write the names of those policies. So you'll be fine.
So at the start, where it says like policies and procedures for your workplace, you don't have to put the actual policies in.
Uh, it. Let
I
me
have to post them, don't I?
let me see that. Uh,
I think that it
because
was at the start. It said that we have to
yeah,
do.
Yeah.
yeah. Sometime we ask you to come up with a list with the hyperlinks, but it doesn't matter those policies are expired or not, because if your workplace hasn't updated those policies, you can't do anything.
If we're using Open Colleges policies, then
Yeah,
we just put the link or?
yeah, you just put the links. That's it. You put the links and we'll get that.
All right.
Yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, it's the same thing with the study period one assessments, where we asked you, okay, submit the policies. If you are not going to submit the link. So it will be same thing. Sorry, my bad that I said you do not need to submit it. You need to submit, but if those policies are already online, that's all right. Submit the link. And of course, if policy is old, expired, I'm not. I mean, if you haven't come up with a new policy, what you can do?
So are we using the policies for OHS or WHS or for the special procedure or for the assessment?
Uh, you are using
Or depends
actually,
on what
you
the
are using
presentation is.
WHS and you are using assessment policies. Yes.
Okay.
Any other question?
Not that I have, I don't think.
Mm-hmm. You guys feel confident? Are you confident enough now to video record your presentations and finish it as
Yeah,
soon
I've
as
just got to learn how to use my son's GoPro.
possible? Okay. Yeah, but you have to learn. Otherwise, you can video record this stuff and put it in a workplace
Yep.
training. So that's great. If we do not have any question, we can wrap it up. So main thing, workplace training, workplace assessments are 20 minutes one-on-one, and group-based learning assessments are 40 to 60 minute first two, minimum 3 students. And third assessment, group-based training, 20 minutes, minimum 3 students again, but different topic from the first two. And that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll definitely put this recording on YouTube, and you'll go to YouTube, our channel, you'll go to study period 2, you'll get access of this.
Is it any particular place where you can find it?
The YouTube one? Okay, I'll show you how to do this thing. If you go to open space, and if
Yes.
you go to study period 2, and you scroll it down, you'll see, wait. Oh, it's not in study period 2. Anyway, go to study period 1, scroll it down, see additional resources, and you see these webinar videos. Click on this link, it will go to our channel. So study period 1 videos, study period 3, training talk fest, learning sport, and here, study period 2. So you click here. So that's the old one. October last, Helen did this. Now I'll put this video here, so you'll get it by Monday. So if you go there on Monday, you'll find the recording of this webinar.
So at the study period 1.
Yep, the link is in study period 1, but when you
Okay.
click on link, you'll get this page, and you'll see study period 2 online tutorials. I'll ask Open Space to put a link in study period 2 as well. Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Sorry, I just had to step away from the computer for a minute. How did you get into this part?
Okay, so
Sorry, was it in open space?
yeah, Open Space. So you need to go to
Okay,
study
yep.
period 1.
Yep.
You'll scroll it down and you'll see additional resources. And in
Okay, yep.
additional resources, there's a link called webinar
Oh,
video.
webinar videos. Okay,
So
perfect.
you'll go
Thank you.
there, you'll find this
Yeah,
page,
and then you can find
and
it from
then
there. Yep.
you can find study period 2 online tutorials. And
Thank you. Sorry about that.
oh, that's all right. Thank you so much, Kim, Magda, and Sam for joining me today. And I hope I answered all your questions.
Yeah, it was very helpful. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
It was helpful. Thank you.
Thank
It
you.
was. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
No.